Oh my God, I'm not gonna cry. Nope, nope, nope. Stop it. I'm a little sentimental right now. Maybe I need a cocktail now. No, I'm just joking. Hi, I'm Champale Anderson, and you're entering A World Gone Good.
Well, hello, my name's Steve, and this is the place where we shine the light on everyday people making good happen each and every day. Welcome to World Gone Good. This is our first new episode of 2026, and we are going to start by sharing our good mantra for our good new year. As you may recall, in 2024, our good mantra was eliminate expectations. And in 2025, our good mantra was one word, community. Are you ready to embrace our 2026 good one? Here it is. Say yes. That's it. That's what we're doing in 2026. We are saying yes. When an opportunity presents itself, we will say yes, especially if it's out of our comfort zone. Even if it sounds a little terrifying, what are we going to do? Say yes. Small good caveat. We're not going to say yes to anything illegal or that we can be sued for or end up in the pokey. Don't you love that word, pokey? But everything else, we say yes. The time to play small is behind us. The quiet part, that's not for us anymore. We are doing what in 2026? We are saying yes. And our first good guest of this year could not embrace the mantra better. Champale Anderson is the founder of Champ's Teardrops. Don't worry, these are happy tears. 10 years ago, Champale saw a need in her community, so she said yes. A mother herself, she didn't want kids in her neighborhood to go hungry, so she said yes. What exactly did she say yes to? Pretty simple, doing something about it. And what she did is so brilliantly simple that each and every one of us listening right now can take note, do the same, or maybe do something even more focused on the kids, the families, and neighbors where we live right now. Prepare for an explosion of inspiration and get ready to kick the new year off by saying yes. Here comes the unique force of good nature that is Champale Anderson. So our word of 2025 was community. And I have a person with me today who, I'm going to start right off with this. Champale Anderson, what does community mean to you?
Oh, it's very important. I grew up in this community and, my life wasn't great, so I just have a passion for children, so that's why I do what I do.
So when you say you grew up in this community, tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from 20th Street. That's St. Louis, Missouri.
How come some people say Missouri and some people say Missouri?
Well, I always was taught Missouri.
Okay.
I think it's just a country. I got a little country in me.
Did you have a good childhood? Did you like growing up there?
Not really. Not really. I actually had, it was loving, from my father's side of the family. Like my mom's side, it was all bad. So I went through a lot, but I made it. I always believed in you have this the devil over here on this shoulder and the angel over here. So the angel would always talk to me. And I went to church every single day except Saturday until I was like 14. And so, I fear the Lord. I believe in him. I trust him. So he just makes me move, and I'm proud of that because he took me down some roads that I shouldn't have went, but I did. And it was meant for me to go because it made me who I am.
Where did you get the inspiration to go to church? Your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, or just
My
where'd that come
grandma,
from?
my
Yeah, I
grandma,
knew it.
yes,
I had a feeling. Go ahead.
every day.
Did she go every day too?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Every day. They love church. They been a sing. I like a church with an organ going, and we get to sing. Now you go to church, they have projectors up and they playing this music and I'm going like, wow, so different from what, I'm used to.
Yeah, and that's the community we're talking about because you felt you were part of something.
hmm Absolutely.
Okay, so take us forward. Take us forward a little more to the present. You finish school,
Yes.
you get a job.
I got a job. I went to a community college at first and I decided not to because I was still in that darkness. After that, I just got me a good job and, just kept going.
And then one day you woke up and you made a realization about your community. Or one day you saw a situation. What led to all of what you're doing now and have been doing? I want to point that out because you've been doing this a while.
I've been doing it over 10 years.
Amazing.
God gave me the idea one day, but I really didn't go with it. I was like, okay, I'm going to start it. This particular day, I woke up, he said, today is the day. I decided I wanted to feed the community, the kids getting off the school bus. I went to Aldi's and I only had $7 and got some bread. And I had already had a sandwich bag and a pack of cookies. I made 10 bags with bologna. Everybody was like, why are you doing that? Don't nobody want that. I put out those 10 bags outside that day. The next day, I was making 20. By the end of the week, I was at 50. But I switched up because a lot of kids couldn't eat pork. I decided that I was going to make bologna and peanut butter and jelly. And after that, it just took off. It was kids coming all over from the other side. That's a whole different neighborhood. They would come over to get the bags. And at that time, where my house is, it was a bus stop. It was a lot of buses stopped here, at least 100 a day. So, I just took and started giving them out and still do.
Can I go back and ask you a question? You said that you woke up and God spoke to you.
Yes.
When you say that, was it a feeling? Was it a voice? Was it an image? How did it come to you?
He talks in my head. I know who to listen to. And if it's right, I know it's him talking to me. I can be riding down the street. Like this just happened like maybe about 2 weeks ago. I told my daughter, I said, I'm so broke. I said, can I get $20 from you? She said, yeah, mama. She gave me the $20 and I was dropping her off at home. As I'm coming down 367, I see these group of kids in the street. So I'm at the light and he told me then, he said, give them kids that $20. And I'm going, oh wow, because this is my last $20. This is the only $20 I have. And I say, I ain't gonna be able to make it because the light gonna change and I don't wanna stop traffic. He said, give those kids the $20. I pulled over, stopped traffic, and handed that $20 to those kids. Kept going where I was going. When I got to my destination, I walked in the door, my phone, it was a notification sent, and someone sent me $200. So I tell people all the time, never pass up your angel. You never know where they stand and who needs you. Like sometimes I might see people outside with their signs or something, and I get ready to go in my pocket, and it's not right because he's not gonna let me feel that. Like give them that money, maybe a dollar here or two. If I got $5, $10, I'm going to give it to the person. If I see a woman standing outside the store and she's saying her kids and her are hungry, I'm gonna say, well, come on in. Let's go get something to eat. One lady told me one time, she said, oh, you just don't have any money. I looked at her, I said, you sure right. Now you just wiped out your total blessing. Because if I was hungry and someone told me to come on, let's go in the store, I'm doing that because I'm really hungry. But she just wanted money so I knew it was, a scam. So yes, he does talk to me all the time.
And you trust it.
I sure do.
And you trust your community because you're putting something good out there that's going to be reciprocated.
Yes. And during COVID, a lot of people were, and I live around a lot of elderly people too that don't have cars.
Mhm.
And so I have my big truck. So what I would do is just go to different pantries, stuff, and fill up my truck and then put it out on the table. My table is utilized a lot. People bring, they could be cleaning out their basements or whatever. They bring toasters, blenders, blankets, whatever. They come and put it on that table and it's going.
And well, hold on a second. This is a table that you have outside, right? This is
Yes.
like in your yard. Is
And
it
no,
up
it's not
against?
my yard. It's outside my yard, outside the gate,
Oh,
where they can
okay,
just
cool.
walk up and get what I put the table there just for the sandwiches. I mean, the snack bags.
Yeah.
But I just decided that I was going to feed I mean, do it for everybody, and I do feed it, even the raccoons.
Oh my God, raccoons matter too, and they need to eat as well. This is so amazing to me because I moved and we had to clean out this garage, and my garage was not a garage you could park a car in. It was a storage unit. It was all that stuff that you have that you go, oh, I'm going to put this in a bin. I'm going to put this in the garage. I'm going to put this in the basement, right? And then you tell yourself, I'll get to that. Oh, I need this. I need this 3-hole punch, whatever it is, right? I need these cardboard boxes. I'm going to use this. I didn't use any of those things. 9 years went by, you know,
Yes.
and I was like, well, I don't want to dump this out, but it's also not stuff that I can really sell. So I had a pop-up table and I put it on our driveway and I just started putting things out and I had a sign on it that said, give an item a new home, basically. Take something and whatever. And so many people in my neighborhood were taking things and then like knocking on my door to thank me
Mhm.
and telling me this is exactly what I needed right now. And the funniest part was I had a woman walk across the street with her boyfriend and she's had this satchel on. And I started laughing because it was this old satchel. It was, I'm going to say this, it was garbage. It should have gone in the trash. It had a hole in it. There's not, she sewed it back together. And I said, hey, that's my satchel. And she laughed and she's like, oh my God, I love it. It looks just like the one I lost a year ago.
Wow.
And isn't that something?
Yes.
And then people did what you just said is they started putting their stuff on my table too. And I was like, stop putting stuff on my table. I'm trying to get rid of stuff.
And one man's trash is another man's treasure. But I truly believe that because you never know who needs it.
Now, when you first started putting a couple sandwiches out, you're talking like 5, 10 sandwiches. Did you ever think it would turn into something that's lasted 11 years? Did you have a vision? Did you say, I'm going to do this and it's going to be this? Or you're just like, I'm just going to make some sandwiches today?
No, I never imagined that it would go this far. I mean, I knew that I wasn't going to stop.
Now, to anybody listening right now, I have a question for you. And the question is this. They're hearing a real go-getter person. They're hearing a real person of faith. They're hearing about a person who believes in their community. But they're also hearing about somebody who they may be questioning the why when you do these things in terms of yourself. Like you yourself said, $7 to your name, $10 to your name. Why aren't you taking care of yourself first?
You know what? That's a good question. And this is not the first time that I've been asked that. I don't know. I'm always thinking of me last. And I'm not sure. Maybe it's just that way, And every now and then I'll shout out to someone. Well, I mean, if you want to make me, I love plants. I love plants and glass. I love um, glasses, glass, whatnots. I just love it because I mean it brings out the bright. I was in a doctor's. Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm never ashamed to tell people where I've been. My life was bad. I turned to drugs. I've been clean 19 years. Throughout the struggle, it was hard with because I was so passionate about always helping. My house. At least 13 kids have lived in my house that didn't belong to me. So I just never think about myself. I do every now and then. I do get a break, Steve. Like twice a week, at 5:30 after dealing with all see, I do home health care also, so I take care of the elderly and disabled. And then I come home, I make my bags, and then I do my family. So when my daughter comes to get her kids at 5:30, it's cocktail time. At least on Wednesday and Friday.
You earned it. You earned it.
Yes. So I go out. I know the club, Hearns Lounge, and it's not really a bar to us. It's like I'm sure you have watched Cheers.
Oh, sure.
This is the place. When I walk in the door, I leave Champale behind. A lot of them didn't even know that I did this, and they see me every other day. Well, they love me just for me because I like to laugh and have a good time. And so everybody's been seeing all these sexes. I didn't even know you did. I don't brag about it. I mean, why should I gloat? I'm not here for that. I'm here to relax. And when I leave here and I go home the next morning, that's my day. I start all over. I'm back to being Champale. Now that other personality, when I have a little Tanqueray in me, honey, oh, she has a name too. I'm not gonna tell you guys that name.
Oh my God, I love it so much. And that is totally acceptable answer and totally acceptable way to live your life. Do you see this growing into something more bigger? Do you see, I mean, you just said you got your 501c3, and as you learn more about how to use that to your advantage and to all the things you want to do you see it branching out to other communities? It's such a simple, brilliant idea.
If I ever get the funds, I would like a community center where in my neighborhood. Now I do have a community center in my neighborhood, Herb Hoover. I'm pretty sure you might have heard of him. And but you have to pay. A lot of those kids have to pay. You can get in the program for free, but a lot of the activities you have to pay for, football, all those different things. Which I don't want to deal with the football issue of it. I want to teach them how to be kids, and that's what I do. A lot of them stay after school over my house. Teach them how to play rope. I take them fishing. Just worldly things, I'll sit there and say, "You read that book." Twice a week, they have to write me at least a little paragraph of like a book report. The name of the book, what was it about, and how did you like it? And that's my goal. I don't know, but I want to make a
But
difference.
you're making a difference right now, and I gotta say something really quick. You are that light. You are that glass. You are that shiny thing, and you don't even realize you're doing it, and you're doing it every single day because you're providing, consistency, you're providing, love, you're providing a safe place, and you are providing community. And you're just doing it by being yourself. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that you're already doing. And it reminds me, I gotta tell you, because back in ye olden days, a long time ago, before physical money existed, it was the barter system. You brought some clothes and I gave you some cups, and you took those cups over to somebody else and got some candles, traded a cup for a candle. You know what I mean? And that's how we created, and that's how we all, the candlestick maker and the butcher and the baker and there we go. I got the rhyme finally down. Butcher, baker, and candlestick maker, right? And that's how it worked. And that is what you're doing. So in a lot of ways, you are taking it back to basics.
Mhm. I'm trying. Hopefully it works out. And you know what? People are scared to talk to kids. Let me tell you something. If I see some kids, I could be riding and I see them doing something they have no business, I'm pulling over. I've been cussed out, all that. I say, "Little boy, come here. Dang on well, you're not supposed to be doing that. Where you live at so I can take you home to your mama." They be like, "Oh, wow." But see, that's how we grew up. They saw us doing something wrong, they took us home. Let our moms handle it. And I'm not scared. I want to reach out to them because for some reason, and I don't know why, Well, I think I know a little bit. I'm just not gonna say it because I don't gloat. Every little kid, I can be in the store shopping, and every little kid I walk past, they just stare at me, and I just start talking, and the parents be like, "She really don't ever mess with anybody," and I just have the touch, and if I have the touch, I'm gonna spread it. I want them to feel it. I want them to listen and hear me because I can tell them some things in my life. I'm not ashamed to tell. I don't sugarcoat it, any of that. I want you to know that you can. I want you to keep going straight down the street. Now, if you turn, I can't really help you if you turn the corner. I wish somebody was in my ear telling me that, but at that time, no, it was meant for me to turn. But that's what I want them to stay focused on. Going to school. Let's fight the world with what we know instead of, physically. And I just want I want to get that across to all kids everywhere. My biggest dream that I want, if I ever hit, I want to visit St. Jude's Hospital. I want to, oh my God, I'm not going to cry. Nope, nope, nope. Stop it. I'm a little sentimental right now. Maybe I need a cocktail now. No, I'm just joking.
Well, we're recording on a Saturday, so it's already Saturday night for me. You're coming up on it. Okay, I want you to tell everybody the name of your organization and where they can go to support you, how they can send you some love and some dollars and stuff like that. Go.
Okay, the name of my organization is Champs Teardrops. ChampSteardrops. All together.
Okay, last two questions. We end the shows like this. Question number 1. I want to know who inspires you.
My grandfather, Papa, his name is Christopher Columbus Crenshaw. And he inspired, my Papa is 99 years old. I grew up, that's my dad's father. And he taught all of us morals. It was 10 kids lived in his house, plus a couple of grandkids, which was me and my cousins. And we hug, we kiss. They kiss you on the lips. Mwah. We all of us be rushing to take a bath. He'll be like, Shep, you getting in next. He getting out the tub. We get in. It's early in the morning. It's time for school. So that's love. And it's still love. And he's still kicking. They put him on hospice in August. Do you know what month it is?
I do. That's amazing.
Yes. Okay. But he really inspired me. Growing up, I traveled with them. I'm just glad to have known him, to teach all of us love and morals and support family. So that's the person. Next question.
Final question is this. It's not a question. It is a statement to finish. And it was once sung by Shaka Khan and Rufus. It goes like this. I know you know who those people are.
Absolutely.
Finish this statement. Tell me something good.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
tell me that you like it. Yeah.
Okay, you got to stop because I can't afford it. Okay, tell me you tell me something good.
Okay. Stay focused. I wish that we can all come together because we need each other. That's my goal. My whole goal is every day, black, white, brown, green, whatever. Let's stick together because as we can tell, we have some enemies against us right now. So if they shut us down, we are through. And we really gonna need each other then. But that's what I would like, just for us all to come together.
Thank you, Champale, for sharing your good self. Next time on World Gone Good.
There's a certain sadness with people who's had trauma and they've never took the first step to heal. It basically, in that look itself is a cry for help, and you learn how to recognize that. And, there's different signs they teach you about, like where someone starts giving away all their belongings, or like they're really sad, and one day they're really happy, right? Like there's these things you were sort of taught to look out for in the, in that world. But, oftentimes it's the ones that you least expected, that I hate to say it this way, that go through with the act, right? And what I'm getting at is the, unfortunately, 22 veterans a day, we lose to suicide. And, and I want to feel like that the first step to helping that person is to recognizing those symptoms and that they're not themselves that you knew them as.
Anthony Dyer is a former United States Air Force Combat Special Missions aviator who took to the sky for over a decade, flying high-risk missions in some of the world's most dangerous war zones. He's now an author and mental health advocate, using his life experience to help others. As he writes in his novel, Moonchild, you can train for combat, but not for what comes after. I can't wait for you to hear his story all about the road to peace and purpose on our next all-new episode. Until then, be good.